I want to make sure that through Badassery Factory, we bring value to you guys as our family, audience, etc., about the human dynamic, what you guys have going on, what you need help with, what we can do to be a part of your growth. And listen, everybody has a coach. I have a coach. I have coaches, I should say. But everybody, if you don't have a coach, get a coach. And I'm not selling anything here. I'm not pitching you on anything. I'm just saying, get a coach. Everybody needs to have a coach. You look at Tiger Woods. He's got 5 different coaches. Why does Tiger Woods have 5 different coaches? And his answer is very simple, because he says, because I constantly want to better myself. And that's it. He knows he's the best, but can somebody take him out? Yeah, so he wants to stay the best. And you have to constantly train every part of you, of me. I got to keep working on me in order to be better, to be able to serve my audience, my business, my family, everything better, right? That's the whole idea. So with that said, it's very, very important for me, and that's why I'm choosing to do this again and get out here on a weekly basis or whatever. I'm not committing to any schedule yet, darn you guys. But I want to launch these again and, you know, do my thing, because I love this. I really, really, really love this. So, as we get going, you guys know the rules. No politics whatsoever in this group. We're going to keep it very nice, and we're going to keep it very self-development focused. My goal is to take you to your next level of badass. And you're like, what the fuck did you just say? I said my goal is to take you to your next level of badass. And you say, well, what the heck is that? What's my next level of badass? Here's bottom line. I'm going to break it down for you guys, just like sort of in bite-sized chunked versions. Life, the human dynamic, is all about vibration. Everything that we are is nothing but a level of vibration. And what this means is this. So if you think about, if for those of you that have seen me on stage or watched my previous lives or been in one of my boot camps or been in the trainings or one of my private coaching sessions or one of my group coaching sessions, you know what this is all about. What it's all about is this. We all have shit. Clear? Like if you're coming into this thinking, I'm perfect, I don't need this, I don't need self-development, this is not for you. I want to be very upfront. Not for you. But here's reality. We all have shit. We all have stuff that we accumulate through the years. So from the moment we're incepted, from inception, from the moment those two things connect and they're like, poof, there's life. From that moment all the way till now, there's a history that's being accumulated. So I call these situations negative patterns or negative situations or trauma. I call them bricks, right? It's because they're at the moment, they're just situations. But what we do through the ego is we create stories around these situations and we turn them into problems. As soon as we here believe that it's a problem, then now that thing becomes a very heavy thing that we get to carry with us every single day of our lives. And now and that's cool. It is what it is. The problem is here. We now start seeing the future. We start doing life through this filter called the past. All these bricks that I'm carrying with me, I'm doing the future. I'm making every decision, every word out of my mouth, every belief that I have in my subconscious mind is an unconscious behavior because of the past that's going to affect my future. So, how do you go to your next level of badass? It's simply raising your level of vibration. And it's by doing the following: releasing the stories around the bricks, or replacing the stories around the bricks. For example, mommy called me a fat cow. So we can sit here, oh my God, mommy called me a fat cow, horrible, horrible, oh, ooh, poor me, woe with me. So because mommy said this, now I am a fat cow, I'm not good enough, I can't eat that chocolate, I shouldn't have another burrito, right? So we have all these stories around why I'm not enough or I'm not good enough. And it shows up in how many places in your life? It shows up in business, in relationships, it shows up in money, it shows up in family, spouse, your kids, how you interact with literally every single human being. It's how you interact with yourself, the stories that you have around your own shit. So replacing the story from mommy called me a fat cow and I'm a piece of shit because of that today, what what if we flip that into, well, mommy called me a fat cow because she was a fat cow. I'm kidding. You could go there, but that's judgmental. But you want to flip the story into, hey, what if it was just her shit? What if she just was not a happy person? What if that was her story because, you know, she was molested, or she had issues, or she had trauma, or her bricks fucked her up enough to be able to call me a fat cow. You see my point? And all of a sudden it's like, well, fuck, that's not even mine. That's hers. That is her stuff. I don't need it. It's not mine. Change the story. Boom. You give it on back. In today's world, for example, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anxiety, like anxiety and suicide, all-time high, like never before. So you might be having anxiety. You might be scared to go to work. You might have issues around, you know, this thing that's out there. I can't use the name, but you guys get it. This thing that they're selling to the public that, you know, it's this thing that could enter your body and cause stuff. You may have fears around that. You may have fears around death. You may be stuck in your business. You may not. And here's the other epidemic one of the real epidemics out there is that during the lockdown, a lot of families had to spend time together. They're at home together for the first time ever. Mom used to go to work, dad used to go to work, kids off at school, and they would come home together for dinner, homework. Dad would be on his computer, mom would do whatever, blah, blah. Everybody would have a routine. But guess what? All that shit shut down. So everybody all of a sudden is at home. So mom and dad have to be together 24 hours a day. Holy shit. So you know what just happened? It spiked arguments. It sparked actual fights. It sparked physical attacks. It sparked divorces. It sparked cheating. It sparked so many new levels of evil, because if it's not love, then it's automatically evil, that there's just pain out there where and again, this is why I'm doing this. Anything I can help with, I'm all in. All right. So, bring it on, guys. Who's got the first question? Who's struggling with what? Who feels stuck? Who feels stuck in some part of their life that if you could change that just 10%, it would open up your world? Because remember, thank you, Evie. I'm going to go with Evie because I think that was the first time. So remember, I forgot my train of thought. I read her. So Jennifer, is that a question? Sparked better conversations? Please confirm that. Do you want to spark better conversations? Is that your point or question? Please clarify that for me and I'll give you the answer as to how, I assume, how to spark better conversations. And this could be about business. It could be about connecting with people. It could be about how to make more money, how to scale a business. It could be, because what you'll find, and it's what I love to do, everything in your world has to do with your subconscious mind, which is where your beliefs are stored. And because your beliefs are stored in the subconscious mind, you automatically now do what's called unconscious behavior. So the way you show up to your money, let's say you're making $1 million a year, but it's like, holy shit, $1 million a year, but I can't go to 1.1. I can't go to 1.2. I'm stuck. I've tried everything. You got to figure, a lot of people think, well, it's the marketplace. It's the advertising's too expensive. People don't want to buy today. Oh, because of this situation, people are not spending money, or the buying pattern has shifted. Bullshit. 100% bullshit. And the purpose of this is to show you that everything that shows up in your life, the lack of buyers, the inability to go to 1.1 is because of you. It's because of the bullshit in here. I guarantee it. Steve, congratulations for the first question. Balls. How do I be there more emotionally around the wife and family? And it's fun, so I'm going to say the question again. How do I be there more emotionally around the wife and family? Phenomenal question. Here's the simplicity of it all. We can go into why you're not. We can go into what's holding you back. We can go into what you're prioritizing over your family, right? So we can go into all the why you're not doing it. Is that really going to get us what we need? Is that really going to get you the answer as to what to do? So I'm going to just give you tools. And some of them have to do with the reason why you're not doing it, of course, automatically. It's a no-brainer. So here's what happens. It's about value. Number one, Are you valuing, so these are big words for me. The English is my fourth language, so bear with me. So are you valuing yourself? To what extent, on a scale from 1 to 10, where is Stephen? Are you saying, hey, I respect myself, I love myself, I honor myself, I treat myself with tremendous amounts of love. For example, I eat organic foods and I work out, I meditate, I'm close to God. Where's Stephen? Because remember, who is showing up is all that matters. So we're going to talk about one of the things I'm launching this year. Funny enough, it's called the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why. So if we can go through all the 5 W's and figure out who is showing up, that's number one, funny enough, right? Who is Stephen? Who is Stephen that's showing up to the relationship? Who is Stephen that's showing up to the family, the kids, dinner time? Who are you in that moment, in that state? What state are you in? Are you in a loving place? Are you in a focused place? Are you in a business place? Are you in a I have to produce more income place? Is your thought out into the world of the problem, right? Are you stressed out? What fears are showing up, right? Because here's what happens, you guys. Everything we do is predominantly fear-based. So again, I commend you for the question, because it takes, congratulations, it actually does take a man to go there to say, hey, how do I be more emotionally available to my family? Most men, fuck that, she can figure her shit out, kids are grown, right? Because we hear all of it today. I get it all. I hear it all. I have to deal with it all. And it's amazing. But to have the balls to say, proverbial balls, ladies, I'm talking about having guts, courage. Having the courage to say, hey, I'm not emotionally there for my family. What can I do to become more emotional for my family, or emotionally supportive, or emotionally involved with my family? It takes a lot of courage. I commend you. Love, love, love. So who is Stephen at the moment of approaching the family? What state are you in? What are your thoughts that are present at the moment? Is your brain into in business, in politics, in the competition, in what happened at work today, in the car, in I don't have enough, I'm not good enough, does my family love me, is my wife cheating on me? Here's what happens when we go into a frequency of self-doubt, of I'm not good enough, I'm not providing enough, I got to make more money. All these are fear-based. And then what happens now, because of the stories, this is a brick, right? But now because of the stories, the other shit comes in. Is my wife cheating on me? Does my wife think I'm good enough in bed? Right? Am I too fat? Am I too skinny? So now it doesn't just create shit for me, it creates stuff for me from the wife's perspective. How about the kids? Do the kids wish they had a better father? Do my kids wish I, played more with them, like, Uncle Joey plays with his kids, or the neighbor takes his kids to soccer? Does that conversation happen in your present state? So I'm going to back this up so we can go through all the W's, right? The who, what do you want? Because I know what you want. You want to be more present with your family. But then I'm going to ask you, because here's the motherfucker. Here's the bitch. Because you say, how can I be more present, more emotionally available to my family? So I'm asking you, hey, what do you want? And your answer is, well, I want to be more present for my family, more emotionally there for the family. But then I'm going to ask you the second question. What do you really, really, really fucking want? And that right there will take you to a next level of a deeper conversation of what you really, really want inside of the subconscious mind. Inside, what do you want to feel? Because do you really just want to be there for your family emotionally? You really don't. What you really want, check this out. You want to be loved. You want to be honored. You want to be respected. You want to be treasured, right? You want your wife to find you fucking hot, right? Those are the things that you want. You want to feel successful. You want to feel accomplished. You want to feel amazing. You want to feel like the most amazing creation of God. That's what you really want, right? So then we got the who, the what, and then what do you really want? Then we go into the when. When do you want it? How much time do you got to lose? How much time are you got to fuck around? So the simplicity to the when is, look, I don't know how old you are, probably in I'm not going to throw a guess, but let's say you got, you know, you think you got 40, 50, 60 more years. It's capped. There's a limit to how much time we got on this planet. How much time do you have around your family? How much time do you have to waste? Because if you're conscious of the fact that you're not there right now, what are you going to do about it? And when? When is enough enough? When do you create the standard of, I have to? It is a standard of mine for me to feel powerful, amazing. I have self-esteem. I'm secure in myself. I love myself. I respect myself. I treat myself with tremendous amounts of love. So when I show up to the family, they have all of that automatically, because it's who is showing up. So if I'm showing up as love for me, holy shit, then they automatically get it, because I cannot give something I don't have. Make sense? Then we go into so who, what, when, where. Where is the conversation about doing inventory? Like, in this thing that you want, where do you think things are today? So let's say I want to feel loved and respected and honored, and I want to feel these great things about myself, which is a really cool high level of frequency. I want this. Where do you think things are at today? On a scale from 1 to 10, where do you think you are today on achieving the goal of love, respect, honor, sexiness, all that fun shit? So if you feel you're at a 5, you're like, well, holy shit, where has to do with where you are in the journey of achieving the goal. So if you're at a 5, for example, can we get to the 6? What does it require to get to 6? Bam. And then why? Who, what, when, where, why. So you got the why. We got the what, right? We know the what and what do you really want. The why now has to go into a much bigger conversation, a much longer conversation, deeper conversation. This is where you bring God in. Why do you feel God put you in this woman's life? Why? Why do you feel you were blessed with these children's spirits? Boom. And this shit will fuck you up, because if you stop and do this exercise and get a coach, get somebody to walk you through this, and you work on this thing weekly or monthly or whatever, holy shit, the growth that can happen in the family. Because leading by example is the key. What you do, they will copy. You show up powerful, they're gonna freaking mirror you. They're gonna mimic you. They're gonna copy you. The kids are gonna they want to be like daddy. If daddy's stressed out and miserable and telling negative stories and talking about the bad shit that happened today, and mommy's this and mommy's that, and all the shit that's happening in the world, what do you think they're gonna do? The same fucking thing. You show up powerful, you show up excited, you show up loving, you show up smiling, you show up giving. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to mirror you and give you back what you are. And hence, you get exactly what you wanted in the beginning. I hope that answered your question. Thank you again for asking the question. It was a deep one. And again, I respect that as a male, because males are today more and more, I'm not even talking about the soy society, but I'm talking about men in general. We're so conditioned, and it's also in our DNA to be hunters gatherers, and we don't have time for emotion. We don't have time to sit down and have a conversation about, honey, how are you feeling today? Fuck that. I got to go hunt and kill so I can put food on the table, right? That's what we're number one, our DNA is built for that. But then again, society just backs that up and piles it on top of us. And then you look at the divorce rate in the world. It's not just America. You look at the divorce rate in the world, and it's freaking just gross. Anyway, thank you and congratulations. All right, what do we got here? Okay. April's question is this: I'm just starting to wonder why these kids are even going to public school, since my 9th and 11th graders said they mainly talk about the C word. And please understand, C word here is the thing that's happening in the world today, not the other one. Whew. The C word, Ovid. Quavad. I can't use the word because things happen in Facebook. Okay, they talk about that and politics, and that CNN is on the TV at school, and just becomes a debate. And my boys, this is also going political. So my 9th grader told them CNN was fake news. Okay, cool. So this is politics. I'm not going to touch the political part, but you, April, have the ability. So the big question is, how can I I'm going to sort of reinterpret the question so it makes sense in this environment. So your big question is, how can I support my kids when they're going to public school and they're receiving information that does not align with our household? Damn, that was good. So here's what we do. The best, and look, we have two daughters, 19, 20. They'll be 2021 soon. It's exciting, but it comes with beautiful things. So here's what happens. We do the best we can, right? So we had the last 19 years, we had the last 20 years, almost 21 years with them at home. We gave them everything we had. We instilled into them the love, the security, the self-esteem, for them to feel and to know that they're loved and they are badasses. They're here to change the world. Cool. And there were situations in the journey where we're like, holy shit, they shouldn't be doing that. Or, they should not be going there. But we had to get to a place of understanding that, look, we did the best we could. We gave them everything we had. And at one point, we have to let go and let God, meaning let go and trust. Because if we get to a place where we don't trust our kids, are they going to do stupid shit? Yeah. But then what is stupid shit? You want to look at the shit you did? You want to look at the stuff I did? It dwarfs theirs. Like they're saints. Trust your kids. Know, number one, that you did the best you could. You gave them everything you had. Trust them and love them. Every single human being needs to know that they're loved. That's it. When someone's loved, they can go conquer the world. They really can. They'll make their own decisions. If your kids are loved and you did the best you could, they know how to discern. They know CNN. They know the shit that's happening out there. I mean, come on, they're not stupid, right? So trust. Thank you for the question. This is not for politics. This is for self-development. So Doris, you said you're in a relationship. Congratulations. Very, very proud of you. That's awesome. I'm glad that this stuff works, right? I mean, yeah, obviously I know it works. And for me, for you guys that don't know my story, 18 years ago, married with Tammy. So we're newlyweds. We have 2 little babies. Bella was just born. Business is booming. Tammy and I just built a 6,000 square foot house for us here in Southern California. Excuse me. And things were amazing. We're building houses for the Lakers. Dream world, right? Perfection. Anyway, so now all this stuff, all the stress and all the stuff that I didn't know what to do with or how to handle, I started having these anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and I became suicidal. And was it a 2-year beautiful journey of heavy hypnotherapy and heavy self-development and events and coaches. And because I understood quickly that anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts are from who? From me. It's all the stuff I was thinking about. So my passion today in doing this comes from a place of pain. So if I can eradicate someone's pain or make their pain a little less, or make their level of vibration higher to bring in some more love, self-acceptance, adoration, that's what this is about. So I appreciate you guys showing up and playing along. Jennifer Mullet. Oh, it's okay, Danny. You don't need to apologize, dog. What's the best way to stay positive? Thank you, Gene. Boom, Gene. Another question that's beautiful. The best way to stay positive. Well, who are you? Right? Remember the 5 W's? Who, what, when, where, why. So you got the 5 W's. The first one is who. Who are you that's showing up to that situation, right? Because number one, you cannot always be positive. You cannot be positive 100% of the time. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. You cannot be positive 100% of the time because shit's gonna slide in. You're gonna get this thought or memory of the past where you did this and you used to beat yourself up over. So even if it's a split second of I fucked up, okay, cool. So that just took that 100% out of equation. So it's gonna be less than all the time. Who we are is what we focus on. Who I am at any given moment is my state in this moment based on the thoughts I'm having that are based on the beliefs I have in my subconscious mind. So if I understand that at this moment, the state I'm in has to do with the thoughts I'm having, and those thoughts are coming from my belief system called the subconscious mind, spirit, database, hard drive, whatever you want to call it, I now have to become conscious of these thoughts that are producing a certain outcome for me. So thoughts become things. As you guys know, you see me on stage, you see me on these things. I say life goes in the direction of what? Thoughts, words, beliefs. So what you think about, speak about, believe about, life is going to bring you exactly that and nothing fucking else. Nothing else. If there was a way for us to do inventory, like if there was like a biofeedback machine that could record all of my thoughts, all of my words, and all of the emotions I'm having, can you imagine watching that? Like you watch a financial report at the end of the day, it's like, holy shit, no wonder I have blah, blah, blah in my life, because it's right here. I'm asking for it. Every single thought you have is a prayer. Every single thought you have is a demand from the universe. Every single thought that you put emotion behind, because some thoughts have some powerful, powerful emotions because they're deep rooted in our DNA. So thoughts backed up by emotion, poof, they go into the universe, and the universe says what? Because the universe doesn't judge. It's just vibration. Ask and you shall receive. It didn't fucking say to ask and you got to go through 1,000 hoops and then pray, then you got to go, stand on one leg, and then you got to go tithe. It didn't say that shit. It said, ask and you shall fucking receive. And I know, Gene, I know you're a believer, so I'm pushing you for a reason. It's simple. It's making a decision as to what you want. So who are you? And then what do you want? You want to be happy? Be fucking happy. What that simply means is, if I want to be happy, I should have happy thoughts, which means I cannot afford to have unhappy thoughts. I cannot afford to have thoughts about debt. I cannot have thoughts about the things that I don't want in my life. I cannot have thoughts about my wife cheating on me. I cannot have thoughts that bring me down. So remember, we are a ball of energy. We're constantly moving through the levels of vibration. So if I'm normally, let's say, from 1 to 10, vibrating at a level 8, that's just my daily go-to pop up. And I have moments of 9, woo, and come back still at 8. Then I have moments of 10, holy shit, life is amazing, and then settle back down. Cool. So this is the level of vibration that we all have, right? You could be at a 2, you could be at an 8, and 9. It doesn't matter. We're all somewhere. But you're saying, hey, how do I stay up at least at the 8? Because 8 feels really good, but I have drops where I go to 5 and 4, and it takes hours, right? I used to do it a lot, so I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I used to do it a lot to where I would become suicidal and have suicidal tendencies, and depression was horrible, and anxiety to where I couldn't drive, I couldn't see. I thought I was having a heart attack. I went to the emergency room, called the ambulance. They picked me up, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with you. Because of this bullshit. When I say this bullshit, there's a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and then the beautiful unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is the motherfucker, because this unconscious mind will do with or without you what it's programmed to do. So it's training. Some of you go to the gym and put on muscle. You can do 50 reps of a certain sit-up. You can do so many, you can run so many miles. Some of you are able to read a book in a week. Some of you are trained to look at business reports and financial reports and bam, be able to tell pop exactly if there's a problem, if what needs to shift, who needs to get fired or what needs to come in. So we're all trained to do certain things, right? And an expert is considered to be an expert after 10,000 hours of doing that thing in order to become an expert at it, right? So, Gene, here's a question for you. How long have you been having these thoughts that bring you down? And a lot of us are not even aware of the thoughts that we're having. They're so unconscious. And this is the problem. These thoughts are so unconscious. Are you aware of the thoughts you have? And that's why I said, remember who, what, when, where, why. So in the who and the where, you got to figure out, where are you in this? What inventory can you do? Are you aware that you're having negative thoughts? Because for you, you might just think, well, shit, I'm not happy. Or what I think you used the word, sorry. I gotta find it. Where's it at? Where's Gene? Staying positive. So you just may be conscious of the fact that you're not positive, or you're not staying positive. But are you conscious as to why you're not, right? So figuring out the inventory, where you are in this thing, because you want to be positive. So where are you in all of this? How much negative talk is happening? And if you can back up, and I'm not even going to go into the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, not to date you, but let's not even go that. Let's just go back 12 months. In the last 12 months, if you were able to record your mental conversation that just keeps happening, are you surprised today that, or would you be surprised today that you're not positive all the time? And the answer is, I hope the answer is no, because you should not be surprised, because you fucking created it. You made all this happen. So my point about going to the gym, working out, building a muscle, building a habit, because we're creatures of habit, the point to that is very, very simple. You now, and what I had to do, I'll explain to you guys exactly what I had to do to come out of my anxiety, my panic, my depression, my suicidal tendencies. What I had to do is simply retrain my whole system into positivity, into, instead of fearing doom, outcome, problems, right? And all these stem from fear and insecurities, right? I was conscious, or I was becoming conscious, but I had to replace that whole conversation and the whole belief system that, you know what? Everything's fucking perfect. I mean, come on, try to break down the human body. Break down the human body as to how it works to that perfection, to where the heart knows how to pump blood. The cells, white cells, red cells, purple cells, blue cells, pink cells. You like that? They all know what to do. The programming by God, whatever this creator is perfect. So I'm going to sit here and stress and worry about what? Oh, so it's false. Because there's only one thing that's going to set me free and make me happy. That's called truth. So back to you, Gene, for a quick second. What's your truth? What are you excited about? Figure out the things that, when you wake up in the morning, what are you grateful for? Right? So, and again, get coached, get involved, join groups, do something. Just like people have gym memberships, get a membership to some kind of a system, a program that keeps this on track. Because if you don't, it is the world's duty today to fuck you up. Everything you're watching out there, all the commercials, all the TV, all the billboards, all the messages in the store, you walk by a banner, everything is programmed to make you feel like a piece of shit. And guess what? It's working. Social media today, my God, what it's doing to all of us, right? I only got 2 likes on this post. Well, shit. It's over. Just not good enough. You know, I'll never amount to anything because only 2 people like my shit. You get my point. So, Gene, the best way to stay positive is to figure out exactly what you're excited about, what you're grateful, and it comes out of gratitude. I can go on this topic, gosh, forever. But to really simplify it is figure out what the fuck you're excited about. What are you grateful for? What did God bring you here into this life for? What's your mission? What's your seed? What seed did God put inside of you? Because there's that little saying, God's gift to me is the talent that he put in me. And my gift to God is what I do with it. Focus on that every fucking moment of the day. It's pretty simple. And you'll start having thoughts of, oh my God, God is amazing. You're going to start seeing things appear in your life like, holy shit, I could have never done that before, but wow, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for, and even problems, because we look at situations like, oh, it's a problem. Well, it's not a problem. It's a situation that you have judged to be a problem. It's not a problem. It's a fucking situation. And you can also say, you know what? What a blessing. What a blessing. Thank you, God, whatever you believe in. Focus on gratitude, focus on the talents that you've been given, and work through those to stay positive in every and any situation, because we are all here to spread love. We're all here to give love to our fellow neighbor. So staying positive is an actual duty. Does that make sense? Staying positive and being positive at all times. You're going to have tiny little moments. Get the fuck out quick. You have a little think, a slump, a little memory, get back up. This situation happened, get back up. It's a duty to stay happy and spread love and show love and be an example of the goodness that you believe in. You know what I'm talking about, Gene. Thank you for the question. That was phenomenal. Let's see what else we got here. Bam, 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 bam. Your thoughts. So Dan is asking a question. Your thoughts on contentment during anything. I believe contentment should only, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So there's a positive contentment and there's a negative, horribly negative contentment. Being content in my own skin, in my security, in my belief in me, in my love for myself. Whoo, beautiful. That has to be there. And this is the goal of the factory, of becoming a badass. What really is a badass? A person that just fucking loves themselves so much that nothing can touch them. Situations can happen, but please understand that it cannot touch you because you don't choose to take that piece of information, that situation, build a story around it like you used to, and all of a sudden there's a brick. That's not you anymore. Contentment and being a badass here is the goal and is what this whole thing is all about. Now, on the other side, contentment, for example, in relationships. If you're content in a relationship, and I'll use the concept of relationship and I'll compare it to business, I'll compare it to relationship with your money, content with your spouse, content in my relationship with my kids. It could be very dangerous, and here's why. It's a form of giving up. It's a form of, I'm good. I'm treating her perfectly. And what happens there, it's dangerous because you're losing the fight, especially for men. We're hunters, gatherers, but this goes for both sides. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. Becoming content in business is extremely dangerous because when you're content and you plateau, you know what happens? That's called stagnation. Stagnation equals death. It won't take long. Stagnation equals death. You become content with the money you have. What are you going to do? Sit on it? Not use it for what it's meant to be? I came up with this thing, I don't know, a couple of nights ago. I get these visions in the middle of the night and I'm thinking like, man. So I got this thought or this vision. And this may not be for everybody, but this is just mine. So I got this thing. I said, I want my money to fuck. And I told Tammy about this. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, no, I want my money to fuck. Because I want them to produce and multiply. So I now tell my money to go fuck itself. So contentment in business, extremely dangerous. Contentment in anything outside of self-love and self-badassery, I believe, is very dangerous because it's a form of giving up. So you take a spouse, for example, right? So like Tammy and I, we're today literally, no bullshit. I'll be very transparent with you guys. Just like I talked about the last 2 years of this, situation and shutdowns and, we couldn't travel anymore and we worked together anyway, but it just brought on new things, right? It brought on new levels of you're stuck in the fucking house to whatever extent, right? We're still going out shopping, restaurants, but we couldn't fly to Paris. We couldn't fly to Tuscany. We couldn't go on a cruise. And it brought certain things out. But where we are today, because of all of that, because of the gratitude that we have for all those situations, we've never been better. We've never been in a more content individually place in our 22 years of being together. So being content in a marriage, extremely dangerous because you're giving up the fight, and you'd never, ever, ever want to give up the fight for your spouse. You always want to court. You always want to cherish. You always want to honor. You always want to respect. You always want to do those things at the next level because love is abundant and it's never done. There's never a cap on love like, oh, I love her enough and she's good. Bullshit. It's endless. So, Dan, I hope I answered that question of yours. Great question. Content is good. in your journey of becoming a badass, become content with how much you love yourself and your self-esteem and your confidence. But now you take that same content thing and you apply it to business, money, relationships, hobbies. Could be very dangerous because it's a matter of giving up. And when you lose the fight, things start to stagnate. And when things stagnate, they typically go away and they die. So let's go here. So Evie, you say, when I find myself faltering, I pray, I'm thankful, and I say it out loud. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So Jean, I'm going to take this back to you. What Evie just said is very powerful. In one of the things I teach is called I Am 111. I am, I believe, are the two most powerful words in the world, in the universe. They're biblical, and what they do for us, making that statement and making that command upon my life. Because when I say I am, and a lot of people use I am in a horribly negative way, you know, people, I am sick, I am tired, I'm sad, I am, right? So they go through a list of all this bullshit and they're just like claiming, they're demanding that the universe and God give me more of this shit because that's what I am, damn it. And I'm claiming it over my life. I'm speaking it over my life. So I want more. They're not realizing that they're asking for more. They're, because of the subconscious belief and the unconscious behavior, they now think it's normal to complain. I am tired, because now what happens? They get attention from their family. Oh, poor thing. Did you work hard today? Yeah, you served at McDonald's and you're pooped. Shut the fuck up. Get to work. You're not pooped. Change your words. My point is this, what Evie just said right here is to claim what you want, speak over your life what you want. So this little exercise of I Am 111, you figure out 111 items that you want, right? So I am beautiful, I am sexy, I am powerful, right? So 111 of these. And then what you do with these is once a day, typically you want to do them in the morning before your feet touch the ground. And that's the rule right there. Before your feet touch the ground, you want to take this exercise, and whether you have them written on your phone or on a piece of paper, it doesn't matter. Before you get out of bed, say these things out loud. I can go deeper here because how you set up your day is exactly where your day is going to go. It's just imagine driving from here to, you know, LA to to New York, Empire State Building. If my GPS, if I tell my GPS starting point A, going to point B, it's going to know exactly what to do, how many miles, how much gas my car needs. Like, it's going to give me the shit, right? If I don't use that and I just start driving, what are the odds of me getting there? Right? Eventually, it's going to be a bitch. Right? Maybe. But if I use a plan and a system that's proven, like a GPS, I'm going to get there quick. My point is, create systems, exactly what Evie just said, create systems that work for you. And brainwashing yourself is the fastest way to get into a better mindset, into higher vibration. And that's why, you know, I talk about hypnotherapy and repetitive. So anything that you can do in the subconscious mind, any work that you can do in the subconscious mind, like hypnotherapy and repetition, it's your fastest way out. Thank you for that. I left a very satanic place and I didn't know I was in until I wasn't. Fuck, that's deep. Thank you for that. And I say that's deep because it goes into the conversation of, well, we talked about Gene and Stephen, doing inventory. Where are you, right? Are you conscious of where you are? And most people are not. And this is exactly my point. It's such a unconscious behavior just to go through life, you know, go to work, wake up, go to work, have lunch, come home, do the thing, kids, wife, oh, robotic, we're just these robots. And now I have to, you know, watch the news to decompress because what a hard day I had. So where the fuck do you have time to show up for your family, right? Until we wake up. Something, some kind of trauma has to kick in order for us to say, fuck, shit, damn it. I missed out the last 5 years. Shit, I got to fix it. But thank God you're waking up. You follow me? So phenomenal point. Knowing, man, waking up and being in the moment and becoming conscious of where you are. Whoo-wee. All right. Britlin, my mother-in-law desperately needs you in her life, but I thought she was married. Da-dun-da. Sorry, I had to. Whew. Maybe that was only funny to me. Maybe you guys think like, this guy's not funny. I don't know. Anyway, she can get a hold of me through here, BadasseryFactory.com. We got some really cool things happening in 2022. We got new website, new podcast, new show, new events, new coaching packages, like everything's new for 22. I got to tell you, never been more excited. So Britlin, or send me a DM, see how I can help. Kathleen, in order to be a morally objective person, do you believe we have to begin with first having the courage to look inward, to be introspective? So your question is morally objective. Well, yeah. So, what are morals, right? They're fundamental beliefs that are in the subconscious mind. So the only way to realize what your morals, your subconscious beliefs, your deep rooted patterns are, they're in here. The only way to get there is through meditation, hypnotherapy. You have to go into theta state, right? So yes, Kathleen, great question. And the answer is yes. Okay, we got Doris. Thank you. Pray, do something happy. Joan, do you ever notice that some people don't like positivity? What do you do with that? Yes, Joan, thank you. Yes, there are people. So I'm going to back it up this way. Please understand what makes the human dynamic, what makes the human tick. We are nothing but these fears and these addictions. Thoughts that are negative. Listen to this really quickly, because this right here will help you understand yourself and everybody in the world. Thoughts that are negative release the same chemical as heroin. So if that's the case, what do you think the addiction level to these thoughts and these feelings are? Because if I have a thought about that fucking neighbor, right? Just this fucking thought that winds me up and poof, chemical gets released. My chest goes boom with all this stuff and that bitch. And my heart now starts pumping a little harder. And it's like, I have these thoughts about this person and what a bitch. And she said this, and I'm going to, next time I see her. Oh, so yes, there are people that are fucking addicted to drama, and it's very simple. Get away from them. If you have people in your life that you can control the amount of time you are around them, get away from them. Because listen, these are people that have a problem for every solution. Why would you have that in your life? Why would you be around people that are hurting you? Because being in the same room with somebody that's extremely negative for a long time on a repetitive basis, you're going to become a part of that. You become what you're around. Take this freaking, take this pencil, stick it in the fridge right now. It's going to become the same temperature as everything else in the fridge. So what fridge are you a part of? Change your refrigerator. Change the things that you have in the refrigerator and change the temperature of that refrigerator to get you exactly what you demand, expect. And once you create fundamental core beliefs that serve you, that are based in love, and I'm a badass, and I'm a child of God, and I'm made perfect, and how can anything or anybody else say anything against that? Guess what? It's all about me, and now you have a standard. And when you have a standard, you know what happens? People that don't fit into that standard can go fuck off. For me, just so I'm clear, that's how simple it is for me. That I don't give it, and it bothers Tammy even will like, how do you cut people off like that? I'm like, I'm not, but there's no connection. There's no connection and vibration. So if I'm vibrating here and somebody used to be vibrating here, for example, with us, and we get along and life was good, all the shit, but all of a sudden they chose whatever, they just chose somehow, something happened and they chose to, lower their level of vibration. Now all of a sudden they're gossiping and they're talking shit and they're complaining. Do you see how there's a misalignment? We're no longer on the same, like there's nothing going on. We don't even connect. There's space between us. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just allowing that person to be. But if the person tries to pull me down to their level, what? Huh? What? I don't hear it. I don't give it attention. I don't reply to texts. I don't reply to messages. It's over. Let me know when they're back up. Pull me up. Grow beyond me. Pull me up. Let's go. All day long. Great point. Thank you. Prayer is very powerful. What's up, Frank Estrada? What's up, player? Yeah, so this is live in here. These are Q&As inside of Badassery Factory group, and we're launching the Who's a Badass show on 2/22/22. So Feb 22nd, we'll launch that, and it'll be different. And everybody's expecting politics, but it's gonna be different. We're gonna get the message back out more in this world, yet touching on topics from around the world, but it'll be more focused on what to do in here, because the problem out there in here today is pretty bad. So loving thoughts and gratitude coming your way. Thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate it. Yes, and we do complicate things. That's a phenomenal point. We complicate everything. If you stop, just stop for a quick minute. Take a deep breath for like 60 seconds and just go up 50,000 feet. Look down on this whole earth, whatever shape it is, but look down. And there's a lot of stuff going on, and you got humans, and you have relationships, and you have emotions, and then we have food, and then we go to work, and then we come home. Is it really that complicated? It's really not. But we complicate it because the ego kicks in. It's like, oh, I got to have more money. I'm not good enough. Oh, the neighbor got the other car. I got to get a better car. So we complicate shit. Don't complicate shit. Keep it easy. Keep it simple. Complaining breeds negativity. Yes, we need to breed positivity. Amen. Gratitude is the fastest way to positivity. And here's what happens, you guys. Two pieces of matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So you're like, what the fuck does that mean? It means that two pieces of matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time. That means up here, I cannot have a positive thought and a negative thought at the same given time. I can have a positive one and then immediately a negative one. Like, I'm amazing, I'm a piece of shit. Those are two thoughts, but they couldn't happen at the same time. So because two pieces of matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time, that means it's up to me to choose what I think about. And what I think about is what I feel about, because my thoughts produce emotions, positive or negative. So if I cannot have two thoughts at the same time, that means it's up to me to choose. And does it take practice? Yes. Does it take practice to be able to lift 1,000 pounds? Yes. Does it take practice to go run a marathon? Yes. Does it take practice to go do the freaking Ironman or the Iron Woman? Yes. Does it take practice to know how to have positive, self-loving, self-promoting thoughts? Yes. Fight for it. You got to make a choice that, yes, I want this in my life, then fucking go do it. It's that simple. Beth, I had so many people in my life now. I just have a few I choose, and I'm happier than ever. It's quality, not quantity. Yeah, Beth, phenomenal point. You know, Beth and I have been working together in Badassery Factory. I'm going to say 2 years. Is it 2 years, Beth? 2+? Because it started in November. I'm not sure. But anyway, so your growth, fuck. Phenomenal. Keep going. You're a badass. Debbie, okay, last one. It's 3 p.m. We've been an hour. I'm going to do this one and then we'll wrap it up. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's been 6, 7, 8 months since I've done this, and I miss it. I talked to Tammy like, I got to get back out there. I really, 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 really love doing this because I love giving Gene and Evie and Steven and Beth and Joanna and giving just a nugget. If I can give you guys a nugget, and you take that nugget, and like Doris said, hey, I took your shit and I'm in a happy relationship, poof, mind blown, done, over. That's my goal here. I love, love, love this. So I'm going to go back up to the question. So that's why I do this. Spouse turned negative. I love him, but found myself getting too busy to have much time together. Now he has been in the hospital 30 days on the 4th and went through all sorts of feelings. Help with thoughts, as he is finally coming home in a few days. Happy he's coming home, but now I will be like a nurse and scared I will be frustrated, as he is 78 and I don't see much change for his habit of stinking thinking. Well, it's a good one and a tough one, because Debbie, how you feel is up to whom? What you think about is up to whom? What you believe in your subconscious mind is up to whom? You know the answer. It's all up to you. Two pieces of matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time, which means you have the power to think, he says, life sucks. You can do with that what you want. You can take that on and say, fuck, son of a bitch, fuck, shit, damn it, complaining again, fuck, I don't want to be here, it's taking me down. That's one option, choice. The other option is, interesting, because I don't feel that way at all. I'm fucking happy. See the difference? And both are choice. Is it easy to go to the happy place and like, you can't touch this? It's easy if you train yourself. Do it for 90 days and it becomes a habit, right? Because you want to turn the things that you want, the wanted behaviors, the I am 111s, you want to turn those into unconscious behavior. You now turn positivity, love, bliss, respect, honor into unconscious behavior. Where do you think life is going to go? And remember something, you are a walking example of exactly who you are. So my point is, if you bite on his bait and you go down with him and fucking stop complaining, you're being an asshole, well, aren't you doing the same fucking thing he just did? Right? So you're mirroring him. But if you stay up and up and up and up and up, most people complain because they get attention for it. Number one, it's addictive. So he's addicted. Done. He's addicted to his thoughts that release cortisol, goes into the body. The body says, I want more. I need a hit, damn it. So he's addicted. Got it. What you do with it is up to you. So if you don't react for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and you just tell him, well, that's interesting, honey. Play dumb. Like play fucking stupid. Well, that's interesting, honey. I love you. You may not mean it at first, because inside you're like, fuck, I want to, but give it some time, because what you'll notice is that you're detaching from the drama, you're detaching from the poison, because when people complain and they want to trigger you, they want to hook you, all they're doing is spreading poison, and it goes into your bloodstream, and the chest tightens up, and you're like, fuck. So it's not about him, is my answer to you. This is 100% about you. You have power over your life. You control your life. And here, one of my analogies is it goes like this. When you're having a bad moment or a bad thought or a negative, down, beating, depressing, anxiety-filled thought moment, is somebody holding a gun to your head at that moment saying, you better fucking feel horrible. You better have these negative thoughts right now. And the answer is no. Once again, choice. It's up to you and nobody else. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Can't touch this. That's it. That's all I got. Love you guys. I really, 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 really appreciate all this. The best thing you can do for this group is to invite friends in here. Again, the goal is to help, love on them, grow together, etc. So yeah, please, or you can share. You can't really share this thing out of the group because I believe I have it on private. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, so bring people in, and that's it. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Many things are going to change in this month, February, for BadasseryFactory. You'll see a lot of social activity coming up, a lot of videos coming out. Anyway, so there'll be some fun, a lot of educational, life promoting, pushing stuff. My goal is to kick all y'all in the ass. And for those of you that have been to the boot camps, we got some cool shit coming up. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I love you guys. Kick ass. Have a phenomenal, phenomenal day. And the nuggets that you got from here, please fucking do something with them. Because listen, if you take something from here and you don't do anything with it, you're not just wasting my time or your time, you're wasting God's time. And good luck with that. Bye-bye.